This is the tale of a demon whose power rivals Satan himself, so much that she bore children with King David of Israel. Agrat bat Mahlat is a significant figure in Jewish demonology, sometimes referred to as Igrad or Ryukiya. She is usually depicted as a succubus, is often portrayed as a strikingly beautiful woman who approaches men in their dreams, enticing them with sexual allure. She is recognized as a queen demon and aligns herself with three other notable figures: Lilith, Naima, and Aisha. Together they are deemed as the quartet angels of prostitution. Did you know she was meant to be the first wife of Adam and not Eve? Some believe that Agrat's quartet were initially created as potential partners for the first man, Adam. However, when Adam expressed interest in them, they declined his proposal, with only Eve reciprocating his feelings. Following their refusal, they seemingly departed from the Garden of Eden, possibly under the guidance of the Archangel Michael. As she matured and grew in strength as men fell from the grace of God due to Adam and Eve's sin, she exerted a palpable influence over earthly realms. This was especially evident when the seven rulers of hell leveraged their might, compelling humans to craft effigies which in turn became channels for their demonic power. Agrat emanates a warm and jovial aura. She is characterized by her amiable demeanor and light-hearted energy, often taking her presence felt with uplifting vibes. But it's worth noting you wouldn't want to be on her bad side. It's possible that Agrat's name, implying illusion and uncleanness, is an archaic way of labeling her as a symbol of female emancipation, empowerment, and liberty. She epitomizes the fearless woman, unapologetically authentic, expressing her sensuality without any burdens or remorse. More on her roles in woman empowerment later. But first, did you know that she was so fearless that she dared pick a bone with the king of Israel, David? The tale intertwined with King David offers another perspective. Legends speak of Agrat and other spirits entrapped in a vessel reminiscent of a genie lamp, placed within a cave near the Dead Sea. Upon discovery by King David, a profound connection blossomed between him and Agrat, culminating in the birth of their supposed Cambion offspring, Asmodius, recognized as a demon king. Asmodius rose to prominence as a demon king, leading a horde of unnamed demonic entities. Apart from Asmodius, she also bore two daughters with him, named Ahola and Oholaba. These daughters would become infamous as the sisters of prostitution and later as the wives of Solomon, David's son. Additionally, Agrat had offspring with the demon king Belial. But it doesn't stop there. Agrat's mingling with the house of David doesn't stop there. Remember Asmodius, who was born out of David and Agrat? Asmodius returned fully grown up to mess with his brother Solomon when building his temple. Solomon was building his temple because he had taken over kingship of Israel from his father David, who died and passed his heirship to Solomon. Solomon was asked to build his temple and a house for the Ark of the Covenant to dwell in. In total, he spent 7 years building these temples. Throughout the 7 years, Asmodius caused trouble to Solomon by causing his workers to fall sick and be unable to work. Solomon relied on another nation whom he allied with to bring him precious materials like cedar and bronze to build his temple. Asmodius would play with the weather to cause stoppages in the delivery of these materials. This is just one of the many examples of demons toying with God and his people in history. Speaking of people in history, I want to talk about how Agrat is a source of inspiration for women around the world. In a world that frequently shied away from powerful women, Agrat emerges as a symbol of unwavering confidence, a confidence so pronounced that it was perceived as a challenge to patriarchal norms. To me, the associations of sickness and uncleanliness with her name were attempts to demean women, echoing a time when female bodies were unjustly deemed impure. Consequently, women were often relegated to secondary roles. Yet Agrat stands in stark contrast to these conventions, embodying the empowered woman, sure of her strength and wielding it unabashedly. Speaking of power, did you know she possesses command over legions of armies and chariots? Turning my attention to ancient texts, rabbinic Hebrew literature portrays Agrat as the roof dancer who, on Wednesday and Saturday nights traverses the skies with her chariot, escorted by 18 harbingers of spiritual havoc. Her fondness of men is noteworthy. She often manifests in a majestic chariot. Among her myriad gifts are the fortification of one's mental and emotional core, bestowing protective magics and empowering individuals. While Agrat is known for her destructive capabilities, she also offers valuable wisdom. She's called the Mistress of Sorceresses, and even a notable Rabbi Amima reportedly had connections with her. The Pesachim provides insights on this, revealing an incantation to ward off witches and highlighting the rabbi's interactions with these magical beings. Modern works like the Luciferian Tarot presents her as a Medusa-like figure riding a chariot, though her traditional title of Queen has been replaced with Angel of Prostitution. Some even argue that Agrat is another manifestation of Lilith, though this perspective isn't universally accepted. There's another intriguing description about Agrat and her minions in the Yakult Hadash. When they enter cities, they dance on rooftops seeking victims from the heights of their chariots. During the Dark Reign epoch, various quarters of the world fell under demonic dominion. Agrat governed the western quarter of Salamanca. Naima had command over the eastern quarter in Damascus. Ishat Zenonum dominated the southern lands of Egypt. Lilith had her seat of power in Rome's northern quarter. Agrat bestowed upon seekers in her quarter of Salamanca a plethora of gifts. To those spiritual aspirants who reach out to her, she imparts the wisdom of sorcery, delving into the intricacies of the psyche and the art of witchcraft. Moreover, she paves the way for emancipation from societal constraints, particularly for women. While engaging her, a profound revelation resonated with me. Agrat whispered, emphasizing our innate power. "You are your own judge." Such a straightforward declaration, yet laden with depth, urging introspection. Regarded as the mistress of sorcerers, Agrat is a fount of arcane knowledge, particularly inclined towards enlightening humanity, mammals, and birds. She acts as a beacon for women, helping them liberate from societal shackles and bolstering their emotional, mental, and physical resilience. If you choose to seek Agrat's guidance for magical knowledge, remember that everything comes with a price in the spiritual realm, so be cautious on Wednesdays and Saturdays when her power is at its peak. If you enjoyed this video about the succubus Agrat bat Mahlat, check this one out.